Welcome back to the Bitcoin Magazine News Desk presented by Mara. It's day one of the largest Bitcoin conference in history. You just heard a super bullish panel there with Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. talking about how Bitcoin is going to rip in price and go to the moon. The problem, they said, is that there's too much demand and not enough Bitcoin. I'll read a few quotes. Quote, the anti-Bitcoin can no longer deny what's happening. Quote, this is one of the greatest assets the world has ever seen. Here to break down everything you just saw, we're welcomed by two special guests. Dom Bay, founder of Proof of Workforce, and you know him from his panel earlier where he called on Meta. Yes, the Facebook product-owning giant. From Mark Zuckerberg, we have Matt Cole, CEO at Strive. Guys, want to bring you into the conversation here. Obviously, there is a huge amount of demand for Bitcoin, and it's happening at all levels. Corporates, states, governments. It sounds like you're active at most at the state level. Dom, can you tell us a little bit about why you think this is a huge growth area for Bitcoin?
Yeah, so hey, we've seen Bitcoin now in the top 10 assets globally by market cap consistently, right? It's no longer a luxury to learn about Bitcoin. Scarcity remains one of the key cornerstones of Bitcoin. And so funds like pension funds, private wealth funds, they have to find this scarcity because it is only going to keep running out and becoming more scarce. So no matter when they find it, it's going to continue to be more scarce at whatever that time is.
Matt, let's bring you to the conversation here. Obviously, you're talking to some of the biggest CEOs in the world, trying to get them to adopt. Where do pensions fit into the story? We really haven't heard that much from pension funds. It's been talked about as a potential class of investors that could get interested. What's the latest?
Yeah, now is the time to drive corporate Bitcoin adoption, pension adoption. That's why I'm so excited for Dom to run for the board of CalPERS. I was there for 16 years before I was the CEO of Strive.
And this is one of the largest pension funds in the U.S. and the largest.
The largest.
Okay.
The largest, about $500 billion of assets under management. But like many pensions, they're underfunded. So about low 70% funded ratio. And this is after the great financial crisis. Think what's happened since 2008, 2009 to now. Equities at all-time high. Bitcoin at $100,000, yet these pensions are stuck. And we're moving into this world of abundance with AI, right? Where a world of abundance, there's going to be demand on what is scarce. Now is not the time to load up your portfolio with debt. We have a debt crisis. You actually need to look for a scarce asset, and it's Bitcoin, and that's why I'm so excited to see Dom doing what you're doing.
Yeah, Dom, I want to talk to you a little bit about just the number of options that these institutions have. We've seen pension funds adopt Bitcoin, but they're not buying and holding Bitcoin. They're usually getting exposure through another vehicle. It's historically been the ETFs, maybe an IBIT, maybe a MSTR. What's the exposure level look like there, and is there a certain path that you'd like to see the pensions go in terms of their allocation?
Yeah, me and Matt talked about this before coming on. Pension funds, don't typically hold hard assets. ETF was a groundbreaking